Today is my great opportunity to present you all with a quick summary report from Recovery Design Architecture for Uber Taxi's website. Uber is a taxi website operated across the globe by connecting passenger and driver together through internet based on a web and mobile application. Due to the company has no prescriptive design architecture or information that has been documented, it is risky if a company wants to do any update or implement any new feature on the existing system because this can cause system failure. From this result, recovery design architecture technique could solve this problem effectively by focusing different methods that can apply on the existing system. In this case, is object-oriented architecture style. More detail we explain in the next couple slides. The stakeholder is the most important people that will get involved in the new creation of the architecture. For the architect, graphic model approach is the best option because they tend to tell the story and ideas through picture and diagram with abstract information. The developer can provide them with UML because they have a lot of complex knowledge. They tend to work on many programming languages. UML should provide them enough detail to work on their tasks easily. Manager and customer are the lowest knowledge in the high-level design language, so we're using neutral language, simplify every concept and graphical presentation into readable English with clearly description of each functionality and performance. Detail must be precise and consistent to ensure they are acceptable and comfortable to architecture. This is an object-oriented architecture. This approach can decompose it of the system functionality into the picture by showing off communication or association of different levels of the system. On the left-hand side is the structure of the architecture itself before applied on the existing system. It consists of a connector and component. The connector is ideally using method evocation, which requests from the interface component to manipulate some data. As the components consist of the different class data and method, the topology of this architecture is inherited by providing limited data access through component interface. On the right-hand side is the architecture which designed based on login system for user. On the top is user input their ID and password and start to press login, which lead to the procedure call, start to invoke method calling to validate the data is coming. By comparing with database to see income request belong to the driver or passenger, then return the result back to the connector, and connector will take action to change output if the incorrect password or ID must be re-entered or take them to the successful page. Unified modeling language is common use in object-oriented to this architecture, since architecture is really abstract and tend to be hard to understand. So to comfort this design, UML is start to detail all the data object show what is inside. In the picture is detailing what it should be contained inside the architecture. Some detail may not reveal in architecture because only support login system, but in UML is showing what is other interactions such as account and payment, which could be inside in the system already. Architecture can keep expanding when code start to decomposition from the system. Fingerprint reader. The purpose of this feature is to provide secure login and faster than traditional way that require typing password and ID to log in. The user can scan their finger, which most hardware support already. That data can capture and allow the Uber system to validate if the pattern match. User can pass into the user page. Voice recognition. Most of selecting language box in user website is required scroll down to select the country or typing text into the search text box. Instead of doing that, voice recognition can generate sound into the text and can perform some command action. This could improve the way of system handle of user input the data. Content loading. In some pages, such as legal page, is still running traditional page loading where the content only change some part of the page layout but require to reloading the whole page. Ajax, or called asynchronous JavaScript and XML, is one of the more effective methods using on the most popular website. This method allows data exchange to server and updating part of the web page without require loading the whole page. Limitation of the architecture. Not all architecture style can fit into object-oriented style. If different architects working different style without considering the clash, the architecture that can resolve working in the same strategy, exposing the same solution. This architecture is not telling if the deployment or security has any problems because it's based on human logic handling during designing process. Chance of failure is high. Hidden problems are behind the scene. Most of the vendors not support this style because of the past object-oriented tend to be slower product and require higher hardware to run on. Object-oriented basically using problem-solving skill is no technology that can replace this process. Require high-skilled developer and designer and experience tend to work slower if the system is large. UMLs The code can be auto-generated as a different class diagram, but the complete behavior are required to enter manually. All the idea must be formed into entity or class. Eliminate notation, and designer must follow procedure or error complexity, and error handling cannot explain through this method. We call UML allows to create class variable and method name, but not method performance. Possibility of error can occur anytime when the developer starts coding because algorithm isn't provided to them, only just abstract on the method heading.